Welcome back to Fallingfoxgaming, everybody. I'm your host Blaine, and today we're picking up with some more Kenshi. Now, a lot has actually happened since we were last here, and I will explain it very briefly. We're going to put our main party goals on hold temporarily. They are at the town of Admag, and that is the capital of the Chef Kingdom. Now, we haven't explored it, we've only been in the bar. And in all honesty, this town looks like it's in shambles, pretty much. I mean, the walls are awful, and it could just be, game design, but I'm going to go ahead and just kind of go with the idea that the Shack aren't exactly in the best position anymore. Looking at the town, it's not very big, so I don't think it'll take too long for us to explore, but the one thing I do want to check out is that this is the faction HQ right here. So when I checked it out, I want to do it a little more in depth, and I want to take my time with it, so we're going to hold off for today. What we're actually going to do is we're going to go over to the main party here back at our mining camp. While we are here, you can see that things are a little bit different. We have some party members missing, and we have a new person, Kandar. It's not actually new. We renamed the Hive Prince that was named New and is now named Kandor because in our new group, the Scouts, we actually have New set up properly. I didn't do the hair or beard in a specific color or style. If you want that changed, let me know, but otherwise I'll just leave him the way he is. He actively has the polearm as requested, and it's a Mark II, actually. It's pretty dang good. Same with our other weapons that we gathered for our party members. We have a fragment axe and a plank, both Katoon number 3. Now the reason why we have those in our inventory is because I decided to buy them because crafting was going to take way too long to get them, and I wanted to make sure our party members got the items that they wanted prior to a lot of the stuff we're going to be doing. But some other stuff happened. So I spent a whole bunch of time to train up our people to decent levels in the 20s, low 20s, to get them all kind of ready for moving and to make an actual base. Then the game crashed, and I realized I made a new mistake and hadn't saved that entire time. So that was like 3 hours of work, basically, that just went completely out the drain. I meticulously leveled everyone up to in the 20s for stats, and then made sure no one went over and everything, so everyone was in a good spot. And then it crashed, so I lost all that information. So what I did is I figured out how to properly edit stats, and I gave all the average people just average 20s across the board. So that way, the work that I did wasn't a complete waste. Not really happy with it, but it's the best case scenario from what happened. We have some people here to shop, but we're not going to buy anything from them. I really want to buy one of these mechanical spiders, but they're super expensive, so I can't afford them, unfortunately. I want to have one of these for our base. They just look really cool. Do they have like stuff hanging off them? They do. I think that's a visual glitch. Yep, there seems to be some visual issues going on, but it is what it is. Oh, there we go. If we just kind of let time roll a little bit. There we go. Kind of fixes itself. Perfect. But the more important thing that happened is that I took a small group that I decided was going to be our scout party, and I traveled around with them. We traveled most of the border zone. We traveled through Shem. We explored pretty much the entirety of Shem. We went down into the burning forest, all the way down to this farm ruin here. And then we even went up into Skinner's Rome, and we went to the middle part over here. And then we went across into the Okran's Gulf and kind of looked around in there a little bit. All of that information, it's gone. The video footage of it is pretty much all gone. It's a lot of technical things happened that just kind of ruined it. So it really sucks. But thankfully, I saw nothing of importance there. There was no bad guys that I fought. There was no nothing. So I actually didn't miss anything to show you guys. As we come on over to our scout group, we have a few things that have taken place. First is we've discovered a location where I think we're going to build our base. It's in eyesight, or eyeshot, whatever you want to call it, from Hub. And technically our mining outpost is actually right there. If our draw distance is far enough, we'd be able to see it. And more importantly, well, not necessarily more importantly, but just as important, is right over here is the town of Stack, which is a Holy Empire city that we discovered when we were looking around. I'm kind of sad I didn't get to show you guys any of the locations that I found for potential bases, but honestly I didn't like any of them. I realized I didn't really like Shem primarily because the water, I think, would just cause more problems than anything. And with the beak things that travel through there, it was really annoying. So anyways, this is where we're going to build our base. It is a very defensible spot. There is nowhere for enemies to come. They are literally stuck with a wall all the way around to this little location right here, which is a pretty steep crevice, and my hope is that we can build a wall that forces them to get shot by turrets the whole time that they're traveling. But we'll see. There's a couple mining nodes right here. There's an iron resource right here, iron resource right here, and I thought I saw a copper one floating about here somewheres. Maybe not. Yep, right there. Aha. So yeah, so we have iron and copper up here, and then we have this cool little bridge right down here. Can't get the camera over there to show you. But essentially, we have these kind of like neat little traveling paths to get around these canyons that are in the border zone. And we're going to try and use them to our advantage, because to get to hub, it's actually a pretty straight shot. You actually just run down through here and run on over, and you get right to hub without any problems. You get right down through here and right up there, and there's hub. So pretty straight shot to hub. They are our direct neighbors, and that's going to stay that way. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start building. We only have the same research that we did before we actually left Bleak, Bleak, whatever, the place out east, before we did this whole adventure. So we don't have any of the cool new buildings that we could potentially get. So we're going to start with just a simple storm house. And I think that the game takes your base from like the first building or first two buildings you build. So we got to be careful what we build first. I don't think we have any of the cool walls yet. So no, we don't, which is unfortunate. I wouldn't mind having a fence first, but that's alright. We'll just stick with the storm house. So we're going to do a storm house, and I think we're going to do it right on the top up here as kind of a first building. Now this is not going to be the only building. Definitely not. We don't have any building materials, so we're going to have to bring some over, and I'm going to go get those right now. So making the quick trek from our mining outpost over to our new area, Kandar brought with him a bunch of steel plate or iron plates. Oyer brought a whole bunch of building materials, and we stopped in at Hub and purchased an engineering research for a whole bunch of money. So Oyer is going to go ahead and, I suppose we could have everyone working on this. We don't need to have just Oyer building it once you put the materials in. So now that everyone is putting the building together, we are going to go ahead and plot out our next little area. So what we're going to do is we need to build a research station next. That would be under research bench 5, I believe we have unlocked. Yes. So we need a whole bunch of iron plates, far more than we have actually currently with us. So that's cool to know. And apparently it requires power, which I did not know about. So maybe we'll stick with research bench 2 for now. Yeah, let's just go ahead and let them finish this up. We can upgrade our bench in the future. And that is primarily what this is going to be. So let's go ahead and build that now. We need to get that research station down, because that's how we're going to do a few other things. So we're going to go ahead and just turn it like that. Like yeah. Ta-da. Perfect. And that requires 10 iron plates, which I don't actually know if we have that many. We might have a few short. Now that I think about it. No, we got enough. Good. Whew. I was nervous there for a second. That would have sucked if we couldn't have actually built this, because the whole point of that was to get this completed. Alright. So, go ahead and just move them away so they stop bouncing up and down. And now we can go ahead and throw our research in there. Yeah, right there. Go doop. Perfect. And then let's go ahead and look at our research. So here's what we're looking at. We want to get our defenses up. Our defenses are what are very lacking. We need books, ancient science books for the turrets, and it looks like for the walls we just need standard books. So what we're going to do, now that we have our kind of designated locale where we're going to do this stuff at, is we're going to head from our outpost, mining outpost, over here. We're going to take a little bit of everything. We're going to take some more building materials, some more iron plates, and then some of the steel bars and stuff from inside here. And we're going to bring most of that over to our new actual base. The whole point of this place is just to collect ore from here on out, so only these guys are really going to stay here. Everyone else is going to move over to our new location. We might keep a couple of these guys just as kind of guards, but for the most part we're all going to move on over to our new location. And we're going to take a stop in at the hub, and actually maybe probably Squin. Squin sells books, the hub does not. I have noticed that the hub doesn't really have any books, so let's go take a stop in at Squin first. Who should go there? Maybe the Shek. Should bring the Shek. We have a few of them, so actually we have like a whole bunch of them, so let's bring them all. There you go, a whole bunch of them now. Take a little Shek adventure. We're Swift, where are you going? Okay. So morning has come here in Squin, and we're about to do some trading. Now we are hoping that they have a lot of books, and I don't actually know if they do or not. Yes, a whole bunch of books. So let's see how much ore we can sell. Alright, so that brings us to 13,000. That's a decent amount actually. That's probably more than I thought I was going to get, but let's see what we can buy with that. So I accidentally bought all of them, so okay, we can sell them too. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 32. Okay, so we have a lot. We have, that's actually not as many as I thought it would be. That's fine. I think we'll just stick with that. You know what? That's good. That actually is a really good, solid number of research. We literally just purchased a library. That's kind of what we just did right there. We're like, hey, so I have this ore. I'll trade you for knowledge. Which worked out well, because that's kind of how we do things. So what we're going to do is we're going to head back to the mining outpost once more. This is kind of why I've been skipping a lot, is I do a lot of this, a lot of back and forth, doing really small trips, and most of the time, I do that kind of try to stop us. Oh, stop guys. Yep, check your bags. Boop. We always want to make sure you stop for that, otherwise they attack you, and that's not a good thing. But yeah, so I do a lot of this back and forth, and I tend to skip it, so that way you guys don't have to watch it. Right now, as you can see, the skeletons are back at mining to the copper and whatnot, and you know, they generally get up to 100 and then just kind of stand around, which is fine. Yeah, they're already back up to 100 basically, so we kind of have a huge stockpile of ore on like hand at all times, and that's kind of the point of this place. That's what makes sense for this world, is a mining outpost. So now what we're going to do is we're going to decide on a couple people to keep here as bodyguards. I'm thinking that we will leave maybe Gardener. Gardener seems to have a little bit of gear on him. Sing is our medic, so we want to bring Sing. Let's keep we and one more person for a guard. How about, I'm trying to think, I kind of like all these people. We should probably keep some Shek here, honestly. Actually, no, that's what we'll do. We'll just leave the Shek here, a majority of the Shek, because, you know, they're closer to Squin. It's like their home area. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take a couple of them. We're going to take Caval, because I like Caval, and maybe Oron. Oron's pretty cool. Good name. Well, I like all of them, honestly, so I can't say that I like some more than the others. Alright, so we've loaded everything up. We have cleared out the iron plates, the leather, most of what we had in the general storage trunk, many of the building materials, and the steel bars. And we are going to make the trek over to our new settlement. Now I've renamed the outpost over here, the mining outpost, properly on the map. That way there's no confusion. And I need to figure out what the safest travel route is for our mining outpost to our new one. So that's what we're going to do today. We're actually going to take this trip together. I'm going to have them go fast because I do not want to sit here and stare at them as they are going really slow. Just looking at this now with how much difficulty our people have getting up here, I may relocate this somewhere nearby in this general area, but there's a couple really close areas actually that we may just shift the base over to. Like even just right down here would probably work a little bit better, a little smoother. It's not going to be as cool looking, but I think it would work just fine. Either way, that's not what we're doing right now. So now that we have all of this, we're going to kind of head over here. We need to find the people that have our books, which is, I believe, the two Shek, which is Kaival. Kaival, drop your books. There you go. Good job, buddy. And Oron. Yep, perfect. So now there are a ton of books. The thing though is, I have kind of a set thing, especially for the roleplay, in that Fox needs to be the one doing the research. Fox is a really long distance away, like really long distance, like just on the map. He's way over here. He's like a quarter of the map away. Well, maybe not a quarter, but either way, you know what I mean. So what I think we're gonna do, instead of doing the research right now, is I think we're gonna kind of plan stuff out a little bit. So seeing as we're gonna do this, we need at least one more building here. Well, we can do our stone processor, that's fine. That'll get us our building materials. So we're gonna go ahead and just kind of plop that guy down over here. And then how about power corpse furnace? Actually, we probably should build one of those that gets rid of the bad stuff that, like if you have bodies piling up by your base, then it attracts wildlife. But I don't think there's any wildlife over here, so maybe we will just go with a bed. Wouldn't be a bad idea. We did not bring fabrics with. Cool. So we're gonna have our iron refinery and our building materials being crafted in the same location right over there. So we need iron plates and building materials, so hopefully our people just kind of go at that. And done. Look at that. It's like a blink of an eye. So now we can put in raw iron here and get iron plates, and we can put in raw stone here and get building materials. Which leaves us to our next point. We actually technically need raw stone. So stone mine, we need to find a good place for it. And I thought, oh, here we go. Here we go. So right there, oh, right there. Okay, so 78% seems to be our best. Oh, here we go. Look at that. 100% right there. It's a little far away from our base, but that's okay. We need building materials to make that, so everyone should run over and do that really quick. Yep, the people that have building materials will run down there and complete our mine. I might actually just build our base along this little like ledge right here. Maybe because like there is the pathway right there, so our people won't struggle as much. So I'll tell you what, now that we have everything set up, we have a stone mine, we have our building materials fabrication and our iron plate fabrication, we can effectively build whatever we want. Well, close enough to it anyways, you guys know what I mean. Let me know what you guys think about this location. I think this is a pretty cool location. I do see some potential issues with the pathing and stuff, so maybe it might be worth like moving over onto like this hillside or something where it's a little bit closer to hub and there aren't so many paths that the AI can get stuck on. Or even just like simply maybe like right down here. I'm not really sure, but somewhere around here is probably a little easier to move with the AI. But if you guys like this location, we will stay here and we're going to build our city around this little mountainside. If you guys can think of a better location elsewhere, let me know. I kind of want you guys to help me decide where we build. Our current goal is to build up the city and have fun, but I want to know what you guys would like to see. So down in the comments, let me know any ideas you have and I will consider all of them. If you guys can be detailed with it, that'd be great. Don't feel bad about leaving a paragraph or 2 or 3 of just detailed information. The more information you guys can give me of what you'd like to see, the more I can kind of fine tune it for you guys to have fun. Those of you guys that are watching my channel right now, thank you very much. I appreciate it. You've all been awesome so far. I'm a small channel just getting bigger, so the more support I have, the better. And from here on out, this series is going to be kind of in your guys' hands. At the end of every episode, I'm going to ask you guys what you want me to do, and we're going to plan for that. So next time I come back on here, we're going to have a goal set kind of by you guys. If you guys don't give me a goal or you can't really kind of agree on one, I'm just going to find something to do. So I'll see you guys next time.